everybody. My name is Jordy Struck of the English Business House, and today we will be looking at the simple past. First, as always, we're going to look at when you use the simple past. Like all verb tenses, there's an appropriate and inappropriate time to use a verb tense. With the simple past, pretty straightforward. If we look at a timeline, we have the future, now, and the past. The simple past is usually one action that takes place in the past. And this is a complete finished action. It does not come into the present, and there's no really time expressed, such as the past progressive, we were speaking. This is really we spoke. Simple past took place, it's over. I ate a sandwich. Sandwich is gone, doesn't exist. So, completed action. Many times the simple past will also come with a time word that situates it in a completed time in the past. This can be yesterday, this morning, last year, 1991, any time in the past that's complete. So we can have time specific. Now, this is generally the idea of the simple past. It's a completed action in the past, and it can be time specific. So, let's take a look at how you craft the simple past. It's pretty easy. We add our pronouns. Excuse me. For the simple past, you take the simple form of the verb, like talk, and we add ed. So here we have talk, and we just add at the end ed. Pretty straightforward. And this stays the same for all of them. Some people may think, well, we have the third person singular. Isn't it going to change in some form or another? It's not. It's always I talked, you talked, he talked, she talked, it talked, we talked, they talked. That's it, simple form. Now, this can be a little more difficult because there are irregular verbs. Now we have the verb talk, and if we take a similar verb like speak, it's not speaked, it becomes spoke. So we have an irregular verb here. This is speak, and its simple form becomes spoke. And there are quite a few of these verbs. I would say there are probably 50 to 100 very regularly used verbs. These are like fall becomes fell, speed becomes sped, choose becomes chose. Now, there is no rhyme or reason to how an irregular verb goes from its simple form to its irregular past tense form. The only way really to learn about these is to practice them. Now, a simple search online for irregular verbs in English, or irregular past tense verbs in English, or irregular verbs in the past participle in English will give you a great list. There are also books like Azar or Canadian Spectrum, which will include a list. I'm not going to directly link a list in the comments or anything else because of copyright issues, but with a simple search you can find many, many lists to help you out. So here we have the affirmative form, the positive form. I talked, you talked, etc. Very simple. Now we're going to go to the negative form. Now, the negative form in the simple past has got to be one of the easiest things to learn, because you literally just take I, you, he, she, it, the pronoun, whatever it is, you add did not or didn't, and the simple form of the verb. So if we stick with talk, say I did not talk, or work, or play, or run, And we can also use didn't. So you didn't work. Dead simple. You don't really have to, think about, okay, do I need an S? Do I need to change the verb? Is this an irregular verb? Even with an irregular verb like speak, it becomes we didn't speak or we did not speak, and that's it. You don't have to really change anything around. So the negative form in the past is very, very easy. Just remember pronoun plus didn't, and then simple form of the verb, and you're done. Now we'll move on to the interrogative or question form. Now, once again, dead simple, because here we use the auxiliary for the question form, did, the pronoun, simple form of the verb. You don't really need to remember to change the verb in any way. There's no S. You don't have to use an irregular form. You just use simple form of the verb. So we'll do with you. So did you eat? Very easy. So here we have did plus subject plus simple verb. And these are really all the parts we need to create a question in the simple past. Now, like I said, with the simple past, it's a pretty simple structure, but there are some words that you're going to want to remember, and those are really the time words. So right now we're about 2 o'clock on a Monday. So if I said, did you eat? I could throw in something like, did you eat this morning? Now if we look right here, we're in the afternoon. So the morning is a complete time unit. So did you eat this morning? We're using the simple past. We wouldn't want to use another form of the verb, eat, because here simple past is the only one we can use because we've already stated the time. So we can't use a different verb form such as the present perfect or something else along those lines. So some words that you're going to want to remember. We'll jump away from the question form and how to create it. And so we have time words. Now these are words that we can use with the simple past almost exclusively. So, time units that are complete, 2018. Last week. Last night. Yesterday. And there are many, many more which I'm not listing here, but basically the idea is that these time units cannot come to the present. 2018 doesn't touch 2021. So we know that it's complete, therefore we're almost forced to use the simple past. So a good exercise for this is talking about some of your past travels, past experiences, things that you did last week, everything that you completed last week or yesterday, maybe at work, or things that you did with your family in a certain time of your life, or alternatively a specific year. So we're going to do each one of these just to practice, make some examples. So I traveled to Rome in 2018. I completed many of my final papers last week. I watched an interesting documentary last night, and yesterday I revised a paper for submission. Now, these are all time units that are complete, and all the tasks I just spoke about are done. So I hope that you found this simple lesson on the simple past a little helpful. It is now completed, and we're going to move on to something else. But I hope you understand how the simple past works, it really being in the past, completed, and the simple structure for making it. Now, once again, make sure to look out for those irregular verbs that can cause some trouble. But I hope you found this helpful. Have yourselves a great day. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. We will stay in touch with you and respond as quickly as possible. And if you need to email us, remember it's info@englishbusinesshouse.com. Someone will get back to you as quickly as possible. Hope you have yourselves a great day. Thank you very much. Take care.